What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Never Stop Media. We'll get started here in just a moment. We're going to give this a minute, let some people jump on, let these notifications go out. So we're going to be doing a multiple part story where we are going to be releasing multiple audio clips, videos, pictures, and this will be done in several parts. What's going on, Angela? If you guys are tuning in, feel free to share this. It would be helpful. Facebook has gotten rid of our watermark, not just mine, but everybody's. So I'm not sure why that is. If you are watching this via a restream, you're watching Never Stop Media. Thanks. Yeah, my contacts are bothering me. So I'm rocking the old Harry Potters. Alright, so let's get started. So the other day, you guys saw that we were in Wauwatosa. We got there late after the protests had been dispersed via their CS gas and rubber bullets and whatnot. We've talked about this multiple times on this page. Where we saw in Kenosha specifically with protesters being targeted and detained and arrested for violating curfew. I filmed a lot of that. You can find that on our page. And also we've seen where there are individuals driving pickup trucks that are flying either American flags, back the blue flags, or first responder flags, and driving around with law enforcement presence during curfew and not being stopped in any way, shape, or form. We're going to be releasing some KPD scanner audio over the course here of the next couple of days. One of the audio things we have already released, you can listen to that on the Kyle Rittenhouse story that we broke out. We did attach a recording of the KPD scanner. It is in the comment section there. So over the course of countless nights here in Kenosha, I watched and filmed multiple protesters being arrested, and watching individuals in these pickup trucks driving by. I've always wondered why they're not getting stopped, but protesters are. Primarily black protesters, but essentially anybody who is anti-police brutality. So I was really hoping, as an individual, as a human being, that this was only centralized to Kenosha. However, in my experience driving to West Allis, Waukesha, and Wauwatosa, this unfortunately is not the case. Now, when we were in Wauwatosa the other night, the infamous Randy trip, there was a white pickup truck that was flying two very large American flags off the tailgate. We had gotten word that there was potentially some Proud Boys that were out there. Now, we're not in any way saying that this white pickup truck is a member of any official organization. But once we saw the vehicle, we did follow the vehicle for a short amount of time. That vehicle also drove past us when me and another independent were out there filming. And I made some comments about the truck, about the way the truck was driving. When you've been doing investigations for a long time, when you've seen this stuff firsthand, you notice things that don't seem to be right. Now, I did get a lot of shit for this the other night. I think that's comical. So the individual that was driving the truck, we have figured out who that is. Now, we're not going to release the individual's name, obviously because of safety issues, no different than we would do for a protester, okay? So I just want to make sure that that's clear. You know, we're not protecting protesters' identities and then exposing, you know, these patriots, if you will. So we're going to do our best to not give his full name, but anything that happens in the video is public, so anything that's said in there is not our issue. Now, we were correct in assuming that there was potentially some question as to why this individual was out. We were correct in the assumption that there may be some nefarious activity. And one, we're not only pointing out some of the stuff that the individual was doing. We have plenty of time in this stream. I'm going to play these videos pretty much to their entirety. I want you guys to have a first-hand look at what some of these individuals are doing while they're freely driving around during curfews, okay? You have law enforcement that is enacting curfews to silence people's voices. And I'm wondering, as a human being and also as a journalist, and I think we all need to question this, why is there discrimination being shown from law enforcement where certain individuals are being targeted and others are not, especially when they're in close proximity of law enforcement. And we're going to show you some illegal activity that is happening. And I think it raises a public interest awareness issue. Okay, so I'm gonna take my time here. Bear with me. I have to sift through multiple sources. I've kind of got everything pulled up. So we're gonna try to make this as smooth and streamlined as possible. So if you guys were here and you remember, I'm gonna turn this around. So this is the vehicle that we spotted the other night, very late at night, well after the curfew was in effect. If you also remember, I was stopped by Wauwatosa police, basically checking on why I was out there. Now, the other thing that we're seeing is that Journalists are being targeted, primarily being targeted the independent journalists, okay? Some mainstream has also been yelled at, but these guys never seem to have any issues. Now we are going to be talking about some gun issues as well while I'm covering this portion of the story. And we're going to point out a few things. Now, before we get into some of the videos, I want to show you guys a clip. Okay. Now, we've all seen whether I don't care whatever they want to go by. Armed citizens, militia, Proud Boys, patriots, whatever they want to go by. Okay. We have seen where these individuals are very heavily armed, okay? And that's fine. We have a Second Amendment right, and I'm completely for the Second Amendment, 100%. But I want you to understand that while we're allowed to own these guns, I want you to understand and see some of the things that are happening with these guns, and that these guns are being transported to these protests. So when we start playing a lot of these videos, I just want you to understand the full magnitude of exactly what's happening here. Okay? So now this particular individual who has this white vehicle that we filmed the other day just recently bought this particular gun. And I'm going to show you what this gun is and the damage that it does. So this is a 458 SOCOM.
About you, but I'm ready to shoot this thing. So we have our CMMG MKW-15 chambered in 458 SOCOM, topped off with a Vortex
Hang on one second.
crossfire, and we're loaded up with some Underwood ammo, 458 SOCOM, 350 grain full metal jackets. Let's let her rip. Woo.
Okay, so we've seen how fast this gun fires, okay? That's normal for this particular weapon. Seems cool, seems awesome, we should all go out and buy one, okay? This individual is now modifying this gun with a binary trigger setup. Now, the binary trigger setup, let me tell you what that does, okay? So this is a component that gets added onto this weapon. All right, it's a legal component. It has not been classified in with bump stocks, which are illegal. We already saw how fast this gun fires. Okay, when you add a binary trigger setup to one of these weapons, it allows this weapon to fire even faster, okay? It is as close to an automatic weapon as you can possibly get while still being legal. Now, what the binary trigger setup, I'm going to read this exactly, okay? How do binary triggers work? When one pulls the trigger in the semi-automatic mode, the sear drops to release the hammer which strikes the firing pin. After firing, the hammer recocks and the disconnector holds the trigger in a rearward position, preventing automatic fire. When the trigger is released, the disconnector releases the hammer and the sear catches the hammer. At this point, the trigger is ready to fire again. Okay? Now, binary triggers use two sears and give 2 shots for 2 trigger movements. That's what makes it legal, is that it's two trigger movements. After firing, the hammer recocks and the disconnector grabs the hammer to restrict automatic fire. Before the trigger is released, a secondary sear grabs the hammer. When the trigger is released, the second sear drops to release the hammer to fire the next round. If the trigger is in binary mode and the shooter does not want the release to result in a second shot, they can switch back to the semi-automatic setting. Now what this does, basically, if you have a gun, okay, if we squeeze the trigger once, it fires a bullet. As I let go of the trigger, it fires a second bullet. Okay? Thus allowing these guns to fire at a more rapid pace. We've already watched how fast this gun shoots. Okay? I want you to see it again.
Holy moly! Let's take a look at that real quick before we dump another mag. You can see right through it. Just holes. Well, that one didn't. That one stopped. I don't think it's going to take much to knock this wall down. All right, let's get serious.
So imagine that firing twice as fast as that with this new component. Now again, Second Amendment, I'm pro Second Amendment. It's not an issue. Okay? Becomes an issue when we're carrying this gun around with us when we're not supposed to be. Now, we're going to take a look at, so I will tell you guys ahead of time too, that we did have contact with the individual. He did not wish to do an interview with me. Told me that he was doing nothing more than driving around, looking at the aftermath of destruction. My response to him was that I'm an investigative journalist out of Kenosha and to please not insult my intelligence. We're very familiar with the behavior and the patterns that we've seen here in Kenosha, and it's unfortunate that we're seeing it in other cities as well. I'm going to pull up some videos. We're going to watch multiple videos. Again, I've got plenty of time on a stream. So we are going to watch all of these so that we can see what these individuals are doing. Okay, I want you guys to pay attention. One, not only to the commentary that is being had, okay, by these individuals, but also I want you to pay attention to the close proximity that they are in law enforcement. I want you to pay attention to the fact that curfew is in effect. Okay, and these individuals are allowed to freely roam. Okay, now I want to know why, and I think we all should be questioning, if there is a curfew in effect, why is it that only certain citizens are being arrested, stopped, detained, arrested, targeted, but others are not? We should all be questioning why people of color are the ones that are being stopped, and that as long as you're flying an American flag or a back to blue flag, you don't get stopped. I want to know why that is. Okay? When we have people that are sitting here saying that systemic racism does not exist, when we are sitting here saying that law enforcement is doing their jobs and they should go unchecked, that is a problem, especially when we are capturing this stuff on video. Okay? Now, I also want it to be clear, I am not targeting these groups. I am not specifically trying to out these groups. I want to make sure that the public is aware of the truth that is happening. Okay, and right now this is the truth, right? This is what we're seeing. And as a journalist, I want to know why. And we all, again, should be questioning why these things are happening. Now, this is in Wauwatosa. This is across from the Mayfair Mall. This was last Wednesday. Okay.
Permission to use that big time. We're just sitting here jamming, right? You took her away. Yeah. Fuck. Alright, let's all turn flat. You got the true hillbilly in this. Hey, you got kids in the house?
Guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the pledge of allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby, he loved with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue.
Thank you.
Alright, I'm going to be switching through videos and I don't want this individual's name popping up. So that's one moment, excuse me, that's one moment of curfew. Okay.
Hey, let's act professional here.
Oh, there's the fucking tactical truck. What'd you just say?
Oh, it's about to go down.
Hold on. Where? What did you just say?
All right, so let's act professional here.
Yeah, you got room to talk.
Hey, take off your hat! Damn maverick! Can I put a red dot on his forehead? Hey, this is better than Marcus Theaters. Yeah! So, can we consider this Kenosha 2?
Kenosha 2.0?
Yeah, Kenosha 2.0.
God, my guy's coming back. I'll tell you what. Looking great.
Hey, that's that dumbass that hangs out with all the grums.
We in the same
Jimmy. That's the dumbass that hangs out with all the ground guys that talk shit. In a minivan. Hey, that's that haircut out that parts off my shooter shop. Yeah, he's the dude that hangs out with ground people. He was the one I pulled them to Culver's, and then they all started parking, and I almost ran over two of them and started talking shit. Yeah, normally he wears shorts on the Harley running around.
Hey, my speaker's too louder. Get some shit playing.
There goes the military and police down north. You should take the scope off my gun and put it in front of my phone so I can zoom in on shit. Hey, can we turn that down just a little bit? Where's your ground bitches at? Yeah. Sounds like shit.
Okay, we're going to address two questions that I saw come up. First, Mike says that these individuals aren't burning buildings down, blah, 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 and then that's why they're not getting harassed. Mike, they should be getting stopped because there's an active curfew. Curfew should not have discrimination for any individual, group of individuals, skin color or not. I was on the same exact street and I was stopped, but these individuals were not stopped. Mike Hose asks the question, do you see guns? Just asking because I don't. No, not yet, but we're going to show that. But the individual that you heard, if you actually paid attention, talked about the gun that he has and taking the scope off. Let's make sure that we're listening to exactly what's being said. Now, there was some mainstream media coverage of this. We also saw this on Katie's live feed when she was out there. And I know some of this has been shared around when it came to protesters that were out there. I was not out here at this time. I tried to get there. It didn't happen. This scene in particular is where you're going to see an entire line of law enforcement, and they are waiting for protesters to get to this point. This individual who's driving around harmlessly, not being stopped at any point by law enforcement whatsoever, is in extreme close proximity to law enforcement. Again, with no harassment from law enforcement, no stop, no detaining, none of that. So we're gonna witness this. Now I'm going to point two things out here. The gentleman just got out of his car. This is not a credentialed journalist. He is not a member of press. Okay? Yet he's not stopped. He is walking towards law enforcement and not stopped. But I was. And I have a legitimate company. Okay? The other thing is when we see black protesters walking up to this police line, they're going to get fired upon. This white individual who has flags hanging off the back of his truck is walking towards law enforcement and not getting fired upon. The question is why. Okay? Question is why.
How close do you really want to get?
Close enough that I went to fucking college there, and that was my school. So you know what?
Yeah.
I do the live post.
This is what Cindy votes for.
Don't.
No.
Don't. I just.
It's hard to say it that way, but
I just don't. This is where I went to school.
when you vote for a certain person, this is what you get.
But all these people
Are putting down their lives to save people.
Right. So
At the end of the day, they got to put their lives in front of stupid people. And that's their job. And these are the people that we should be respecting and honoring too. Just like our military.
Dave and I had our wedding pictures right there.
Yeah. This is what...
Dave and I stood right there after getting married with Sydney and had our wedding pictures right there. Back in... I never thought I'd be standing here 16 years later watching Full Tactical Gear.
What is it? What corner are we on? This is
Menominee Parkway and Burleigh.
Menominee Parkway and Burleigh. Here they come. They're coming straight down Burleigh. You can hear them.
Sydney was 2 years old.
They just let them out of the bus down there.
Yeah, I know. All I know is...
They got their gas mask on. I'm not going to deal with tear gas again.
No, I'm not dealing with tear gas again either.
You guys, have they been out here a while?
No,
They just got here because they're coming up. They just had to move another site.
Right, they just... I think, because we just went down North Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah, we just got to...
Were they over there?
Yeah, there was tear gas.
There
and
was
everything.
tear gas.
Still- Yeah, we just got done driving through it. It was a lot of fun.
It was bad, so I'm not...
So there's stuff going on in North?
Yeah,
There
that
was.
Collectivo, they smashed all the windows out of
Are
the
you
place.
kidding? On
No.
Swan?
Yep.
Well,
That's
Right down the street from the church.
yeah, and I went to college here,
no kidding.
and...
How it's changed, hey?
And then she had her wedding pictures right
Yeah,
over
my
there.
ex-husband and I and my daughter, I stood right there because I went to college here and I was like, but we couldn't have pictures taken on campus, so I was like, so we went close to campus and I went, wow, I'm like 16 years ago.
So they're coming straight down Burleigh.
This is
Yeah, I
Heading
hear.
west.
this
Heading
is
west
what
on
our
Burleigh
society
towards
has come
I
Mayfair.
can't believe it.
And
So are these people coming down here the same people who are on North or different people?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen any of
They had
them
to
yet.
backtrack up to come back around. So what they did, they came up Swan
They're
past the
gonna-
churches and stuff.
They're going to have them come down this way because the way they have that block. So
I know I got my car and
You're going that way. You have
Yeah.
your car space now because
Yeah.
our car space.
I just parked my truck over there, so whatever gets underneath the front of my
You know
truck.
what? I don't care what side of the fence you're on. I don't care anything. This should not be happening.
I just can't believe the businesses who are like Collectivo is one of the most supportive community businesses out there.
Yes.
Like, why would you go after them?
That's what I'm saying.
Because it's just something in the way to create chaos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I feel sorry for all the businesses that had to close early and didn't have time to put up their
You know what,
boards.
no? I feel sorry for all these people who live here.
Oh.
Because if they're going to send them down this way, that's where I feel sorry.
They're trying to corral
Was
them.
there anything going on Highway 100? That
Mayfair's all with the military. That's
See,
ground zero
that's
right
where-
now.
Right, but why? Okay.
So you can't even drive?
No, you can.
You can?
But why not let them go down this way? There's nothing down here but businesses. Why would you have them in a residential area? That's what I don't understand.
Most
Let
of these
them
people
go.
over here are all elderly people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Because these people have been owning these homes for years. These houses never go up for sale because I've looked. I wanted to live in these
No,
homes.
yeah. No, they've all been here for decades.
Forever. That's why I'm like, let them go down to Mayfair.
Are safe inside their homes.
Well,
Maybe
I
sleep
hope-
in the basement tonight. They got a lot of people coming.
I saw
This way.
pictures.
They're dropping off busloads of military.
I saw pictures from Kenosha where it says seniors and kids upstairs. Please don't. Seniors and kids, like on plywood.
Would that even matter though to some of these people?
I don't know. I just
They're on 92nd and Burleigh right now. That's my guy Dale just said.
Oh, wow. I can hear them.
yeah. So they're right. They're at
They're
the
like
stoplight right above.
8 blocks up.
Yeah. No, they're right at the stoplight there. So they're coming down. They can see them
Well,
as they're coming.
what you're
down.
going to see is a bunch of miscellaneous cars going to come up here, do donuts, and flip around, and then they make their way
See,
down
he
to another.
stood up so he can see them. He can see them. That as soon as he can see them, like you'll see how they're all gonna react as soon as they can see him.
Yeah, they're gonna start bracing up. Cars are getting diverted around.
I don't know.
Wait, they're gonna go behind.
So again, there's a curfew in effect. They're literally feet away from officers, and they're not approached whatsoever. There's also community members that are coming out and asking questions, also not approached. Now, one thing that has always kind of been comical to me is that we are talking about people coming from out of town and coming into our cities and doing whatever. The individual and his significant other are not from Wauwatosa. They came from out of town as well. Let's watch another video.
Oh shit! Oh, this is a construction area.
Okay, so this video is a little bit lengthy of a video. Again, there's curfew in effect in Wauwatosa. Okay, I want you to literally, in this, I'm giving you a thought-provoking question right now. Okay, I don't care what skin color you are. I want you to literally ask yourself, if you were black during a curfew in Wauwatosa, would you be able to do what this individual is doing right now? I want you to seriously look inside yourselves and tell me if you'd be able to do this.
I got 3 Bearcats. Big dog Bearcats. I'm surprised this mirror's not hitting anything. What are we doing tonight, buddies?
Look, they use directionals.
I didn't realize the city of Wauwatosa had shit like that.
That's Oak Creek right in front of us. Oh, thank you.
Turn them on you.
They're all on me.
Where are they going? They're heading down to State Street.
They're blocking some.
Yeah, this is heading towards State Street. Oh, they got both on the house.
Need a pallet?
We're back on Menominee Parkway.
Oh. Hey, they don't know if we're poo-poo.
We actually look like we fit right in with them though. Unless they're heading to the sheriff's department, the substation.
Wauwatosa Rescue and Oak Creek Police. Oh, just come on, Will. Oh, good boy. God, I need one of those. Those would be cool. Oh, Wauwatosa Police.
Should we be following them?
I don't know. Go straight. Is that a? Oh, they're just going. No, they're going to Hoyt Park. They're just go straight. Just don't follow, because who knows?
I know where they're going. We can get up on the other side of them.
Yeah.
My eyeballs are starting to boil.
Well, if you close the window a little bit, it would just be a little. There, that's all I need. Because then it's not so breezy.
They're heading to State Street.
Uh-huh.
You take a left here and it takes us right down to,
If you go...
yeah. Because we went golfing back up in there. I just didn't know if Waltos was going to follow us up in there, or somebody was like saying, hey, we got some people following us.
Yeah, well...
I don't want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
What do you want to be? Part of the solution and not the problem, sir? Sorry, I just had to make sure I got that correct.
These are pretty cool park areas back up in here.
Oh, this used to be the county
The
grounds.
witch's place used to be back up in there.
Yeah, they took that building down. The witch's place. No, that used to be the...
And they had the asylum back up in here.
Yes, they took down Milwaukee County, the crazy place, the place for the crazies. Milwaukee County mental health.
Yeah, and then they put it over here nice and professional.
Yes. Yeah, then they put it over there. Yeah, that was where they used to do lobotomies and stuff like that. But they took that down. I wish they would have. And they used to, do electrocutions on people, and the stories that building could have told. Children's Hospital in Frederick.
Oh, God. Use a turn signal, I'll let you get over.
I'm gonna say denied.
If you don't use the turn signal, I won't let you get over.
No, denied. No turn signals. No turn signals.
I give it the back way over there.
Yeah.
Now it's shut down, we can't get in there.
Yeah, you gotta get over to Hoyt Park. So, go down and around. Oh, they're gonna get between you and Will.
Not that way.
No, well, they thought they were. You don't like boiling? No, you don't like. Oh, they did, but.
Here comes the choppers. See if I can eat this while wearing it.
Hey, Brett, where are you? I see you're watching. I miss you. Go over the bridge. Woo! News crew.
Actually strapped down.
All right. hate Wauwatosa with all these stupid roads and bridges and. Oh, doggies! And 2 gay men. I don't know if they're gay, I'm just thinking. Oh, here's where they ended up. We found them. And we're
fucking military.
And we're stuck.
I'll share my sandwich with you.
CJ sharing his burrito. And we're stuck. And they're turning us around? Are you kidding? Okay. Alright, boys. They're turning. Look at those knees. Oh, turning around. They're giving us the universal sign to turn around. Why wouldn't they? Oh, the church has got chain link fence up that they never usually had. Oh, I guess they did. Why wouldn't they block the road from people turning here? Just wait. He's giving the wait sign. You gotta turn around. Okay, see, there's military.
What they did wrong, they shift patrol. Tell people how to turn around.
They gotta turn. And some people don't know how to drive and turn around their car. They have the small.
It's because they're wearing a mask inside the car.
Oh yes, they lick the windows.
They lick the windows.
They lick the windows. People who wear their mask in the car lick their windows.
Can I just drive up on the curb?
Doggos! Oh, and the 2 gay guys. Hi guys. Oh!
Ooh.
Oh, church. Oh, church.
Can we go through?
Can we go this way?
Are
they going?
Church
Wait.
right there to turn around?
Are the protesters going that way? Or okay.
You're able to just make a U-turn right here and send back.
Wait, you're protecting the church?
I just won't go that.
Okay.
All right. I don't want to run you over. There you
Yeah,
go.
sorry. Thank you.
I'm going to stay put till they come flying through.
Oh wait, they're coming through. Sorry.
Yeah, I would let them.
I'm just
We're
gonna
gonna let them go through. Thank you. Just want to let you know we're staying put. Holy cow.
They're finally is rolling down into their vehicles.
I know. But wait a minute. I wonder if Sydney got called in. Why is the church? Oh, don't what?
Oh, that's bright.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Okay, so that's that video. Again, just driving around. They don't get stopped. All of that law enforcement personnel, all the National Guard that drove by, they don't get stopped. They don't get questioned. I can't talk to National Guard, and I'm a reporter. But they did. They asked questions. They talked to them. They don't get questioned. Now this video that I'm about to play is a lot longer. And there's some very juicy parts in here. And I'm going to show you the importance of not discriminating curfew. Okay? So again, this is about curfew and discrimination against the people that were stopping and the people were not stopping. Now, if law enforcement did their actual job and stopped everybody the same, then we might actually catch criminals. Okay? So I'm going to point this out when this gets to this point of the video. This is what this is about. Okay? This is about, if there is a real curfew, making sure that everybody is treated equally. Now, I have no issue with these individuals flying flags and supporting their country. I think America is the greatest country in the world. I have an American flag. I do wear apparel that has American flags on it as well. I have no issue with that. What I have issue with is that we have groups of people that are not being stopped during curfew, and other groups that are. We have groups of people that are being arrested while other people are not.
What do you think, about 200 troops there? Keep an eye out over there. In worst case scenario, I'll go through the... I can go right through there.
Are they letting him through?
So this is a portion of video that we've already seen in another clip.
They're loading up, they're getting out.
Oh no.
Because they're coming down that way.
Yep.
Here, you do live feed while I drive.
Where are they going?
They changed. That's what those cars are doing.
Okay, so they're sending us on a wild goose chase.
No, those are spotter cars.
We're loading them. Okay. They went down.
The spotter car saw where the troops were and told them to take another way.
Yep. They went down They went. Yep. The only other way they could have.
They're going down that road. It goes past that Catholic church that we did Christmas is at.
92nd. They had to go. That's the only other place. Either they went down. They wouldn't go back towards Burleigh.
No.
They had to go down towards Capitol. Because they can shut down Capitol.
Looking for spotter cars running.
I know.
That's what came down behind us.
Uh-huh. Okay, this is 94th. Yeah, they avoided the... Oh, another one. Another spotter car.
Yep.
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 Okay.
They're down that way, coming this way. These are all runner cars. Yep.
Yep. Just let them go. We hear shots near North Avenue. Andrew's watching.
Ask him what. I wonder what that U-Haul's doing right now. Did we say U-Haul pulled out with individuals in it? Here's 92nd.
There's 92nd.
The church is down this way.
Yep, that's where they're going. See? Milwaukee County, that way. See? They're down there.
Yep.
They're going down Capitol. They're on 92nd and Capitol. Straight ahead.
So they're gonna go down. They're gonna race down. They can't try keeping them getting across Highway 100. That's the goal tonight, to get up over Highway 100.
And this is a Milwaukee County spotter car. This is for the buses.
Look, it's like WMGR. They're riding down the sidewalk.
I can't click on Jimmy, sorry. They shut down 92nd on Townsend. We're on 92nd and Townsend. See, you go that way. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm not really good at live feed. CJ, cut that way so you can get across to Capitol. See, 92nd and Townsend, they have the whole road blocked.
We're out there doing.
Yep. We're going to take another way and try to get across the Capitol.
You don't know, we can crack that window.
Yeah. Take this to Capitol. Take 93rd. See if we can get over. Maybe we can get it as it's going past us.
Told you those are runner cars.
Yep. Okay, let's see what we can see. Evening. Okay. We got people out here with guns. CJ, go straight.
I'm going to pause it right there. In Kenosha, if you were black and you had a long gun like that, you were going to jail. We're going to be releasing KPD audio from their police scanner that shows exactly that. If you were black carrying a long gun, you were arrested. And here we are in Tosa, people standing around with guns and not being approached by law enforcement at all. If you guys are just tuning in, we are highlighting curfew discrimination. We are watching somebody else's video, an individual flying American flags off their truck, driving closely behind law enforcement, filming out past curfew, and not getting stopped whatsoever.
There's our circles.
There's our school. Keep going straight. This is 95th Street School, right?
We're in front of the pack now.
No, this is...
No, that's one of the runner cars running down and doing circles to see who's coming.
This is Nash. You take a left.
Metcalf and Nash.
Yep. Yep, because there's... Take a left here.
Yep. This poor old guy trying to run, get it home.
Okay, this is 95th Street School.
I beat him.
Okay.
We should pull over and get the...
I'm not taking on the AR right now. You're gonna... On Willis here, you're gonna...
Did you guys hear that? He's talking about pulling over to grab something. The passenger in the car says that she's not grabbing an AR. An AR is an assault rifle, right? Actually stands for Armalite, but whatever. While you're hearing that, I want you to understand Wisconsin law when it comes to long guns in the back seat of a car.
You go right, and you're going to get right out to Capitol. This is Capitol Drive.
Oh, this is down by the furniture store.
No, not yet.
Oh, no, never mind.
No. So now we're...
George Wedge is down to the right, and so is Little Caesars.
Yeah. No. See, they haven't come out yet here. This is Lisbon. See? This is Lisbon. They haven't gotten out to Capitol yet. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at this. Get in the parking lot over at...
I am. I'm just trying to figure out where everybody's going. They're blocking vehicles so they can come up. Which way are they coming?
I'm trying to figure that out.
They're trying to divert cars from coming straight at them. Those are homeowners protecting their homes with guns.
Yes, homeowners. Parking sentry. You can get in and out, guys.
Oh, they're heading down Lisbon.
They're heading down Lisbon. Get in front of them. On Lisbon. That's what I would do.
Right here. Oh, they're gonna move a 10,000-pound truck.
They're not. They're going down Lisbon.
Yep. They're making their way to I-100. They're gonna go Capitol, come down.
They're taking 92nd to Lisbon, Lisbon down to Capitol.
Man, that's a lot of ARs in that group.
And there are, yeah.
A lot of weapons. A lot of extended.
Andrew said the U-Haul left.
They're piling up in the.
They're piling up right now in the Sentry parking lots and in Sentry.
I think he needs a buffer to send it to Andrew.
Andrew, we're gonna get you some business, buddy.
Push that blue line right there. Go up, go up, go up. Look. There was somebody trying to connect the feet off. Scroll up a little, other way. See that blue line right there? Push that arrow on the right side of it. Alright, we're gonna get down in front.
Okay.
Don't you point that fucking 12 gauge at me.
Here, you have to drive. I don't lose the
They're gonna move their way to Capitol, all the way up Lisbon to Capitol.
They're not. They're pulling at the Sentry.
Yeah, they're gonna fucking riot and get some free steaks.
Oh, they're not gonna get free steaks out of that Sentry. Well, I turn back. I turn down 93rd.
We're gonna drive
You're gonna
slow.
get-
We'll be able to pick them up right through here.
No, you went too far, I think.
They're coming to us at the angle.
Oh,
See, look.
yeah, but we jumped too far ahead. Now we're gonna get to the police. Oh, but if you cut across, like here, you should be okay. Like 96. Or at the bank.
You're gonna be able to see them right across. I'm gonna go in behind the bank up here. We'll be able to look straight down the road at them. I'm gonna gonna pull into the bank right here where we get a straight shot right down the road. And that gives us enough time.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go through the ATM.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I have a truck.
That doesn't care about an ATM?
This puts us in far enough down where we can.
Yeah, but we don't have a way to get across. Oh, you're gonna have to turn and go.
Yeah. They're good because they're coming this way. Right there they are. Here's our runners.
Here's your phone. Oh, there's your buddy.
No, that's an old dude. There's that,
Yeah. Yeah. They stopped at Sentry.
yeah, because they're gearing up. There's a turnaround spot right there.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Um,
They pulled at Sentry. There's your buddy.
yeah.
The one
There
that
goes that ground boy.
Yeah. And they pulled there. I can't, it says Brandon can't be added. Uh-huh. I know.
Turn right down the road.
Yeah, you do. I would get in front. That's what I would do. Yeah.
There you go. Now all these are smoking their flag. Well, that's a lot of diesel smoke. I can't breathe!
Why don't you? Oh, you wanna? Don't, CJ. Well, I don't care at this point. I just
Now remember, this individual told me that they were just out driving and looking at the aftermath of what happened in Wauwatosa. They are intentionally driving around looking for mischief and antagonizing protesters, free from any type of stop with law enforcement.
CJ did destroy that speedway. They did destroy the speedway on 92nd and Burleigh.
Yeah, they needed cigarettes and alcohol.
Shit.
It was called a pit stop.
That was Andrew. Okay.
Told you. That's right. Now, but where are they going to go from here, though?
Well, they have to go down.
Pull up in here. Gas station.
They're going to destroy that. It's not. Oh no, they're not going to destroy that. They have.
Yeah, they will. They just got done refurbishing this one too. I'm gonna find that fucking dude that drives that fucking.
Wait a minute. These are all their feeder cars.
Yep.
That's all their feeder cars.
There's their runners.
Yep. Sorry, runners. I've got to get the right terms. Because
These are the ones that run people to go take shits and go pisses and wherever they need, and takes them back to the group. Because there's Harley Boy that hangs out with the grounds.
and stay here and see them. Jimmy said, go grab some logs from there quick. From 92nd and Burleigh. Like,
You're not letting people get through down there.
no. No, but look at, wait a minute. They're going through the bank. They're
They're coming around. They're coming down Capitol.
They're coming around and coming down Capitol. Oh, sorry. Me bad.
Hold on. You gotta get the fuck out of here.
Gotta get the fuck out of here. They're going after the gas station. Turn around, park on the road. They're going after the gas station.
They need more cigarettes.
Sorry, Jimmy, we're not gonna get you any logs.
Well, we can cut down this alley and get us out too.
Yeah, but just.
They're pulling up in that gas station.
They're pulling up into the gas station.
I know whose mom and dad used to own that.
Stay here. Oh, and this guy in this pickup truck right here is not making me feel very comfortable right now. This one.
I guarantee we have more firepower than most people on it. I prefer just to open up the back seat.
Yeah, well, sorry.
So again, referring to the amount of firepower that is in the car. And we're about to see what he has in his back seat. From the posts, and you're going to have to just take my word for it because I'm not showing the post, otherwise we're going to be outing who the actual individual is. But he also has 2 pistols in the car, which is legal in the state of Wisconsin.
You can do that if you want. They're going back down. No, everybody, they're turning down Lisbon and they're heading back down. CJ, they're heading back down Lisbon. They're turning around.
The cops are there. They're trying to keep them corralled.
Yeah, keep your mask on, buddy.
Yeah, so he doesn't lick the windows. I can't breathe. Why? Because I got my mask on in the car. Well, the cops got that all blocked off back there.
They're heading back down Lisbon. What a fucked up night for these police officers and these...
Our tax dollars.
Oh, fuck. I wasn't prepared for that one. Okay. It's underneath my feet.
You're almost up here, eh?
Well, they all turned around. Now they're heading back down Lisbon.
There's... somewhere still.
I know, but why did that truck go? What's
Because
going?
he's getting everybody lined up. Somebody's overheating.
Where?
See all the smoke?
Yep.
That's just why they can't breathe.
Jeff Van Ark, you should just go home.
They're gonna try making it through the cops. See, everybody's turning right. Unless the cops move. No, because right there's the crowd. By the... See them?
Yeah.
Right up there. Where they're walking to.
Yeah.
They're trying to make their way.
Are they going after the bike shop?
Yeah. Hey, that makes it easier to ride around.
Any chance you can get up there?
Here's that 300. Here's that white 300 that parked that pulled into Best Buy. See him?
Yeah, I see him. He's a runner too.
Yep.
Not. They're breaking into the bike shop. I can only imagine right now.
Yep. I'm gonna back up so you get a better view. There's the.
Oh my God.
Hope they got their ride insurance.
What does a Mexican flag have to do with the BLM? Would somebody explain that to me?
Because everybody feels that they're.
So should I carry the big Polak flag because I'm a Polak? You know, should I put the Polak flag outside my car, outside the car too? Because I'm a Polak.
I should get my German flag.
Well, no, yeah, hey, I don't know. I don't understand the Mexican flag.
Cinco de Mayo.
I'm just a little confused.
Their own colors because
Right,
everybody
but-
feels like they've been treated and misjudged.
But flag or flag, but this is about the BLM, isn't it? I don't know. I guess I'm stupid. Okay, or I'm. Wait, I'm gonna try to pull a Sydneyism. Ignorant?
Yeah.
Oh, I am ignorant. I love my daughter. I really do. They're going after. Look at. They're going after the bike shop. They pulled all the cars
Yep.
around the bike place.
Maybe that's what that white truck was for, to the bus to the door. Yep.
Yep. So, all right, here we go. Let me give you this. See ya.
Don't go too far out the door.
Oh, what is that? What is that? Let's look at that again. I just want to make sure I'm looking at the same thing you guys are all looking at.
Bus to the door. Yep.
Yep. So, all right, here we go. Let me give you this. See ya.
Don't go too far out the door.
Is that a long gun with the magazine in it? That gun, by the way, is loaded.
Yep.
Around the bike place.
Maybe that's what that white truck was for, to the bus to the door. Yep.
Yep. So, all right, here we go. Let me give you this. See ya.
Don't go too far out the door.
I'm going to show you what that gun is, so you have a clearer look at what this gun is. That is that gun right there. That gun is a .50 caliber Bullwolf. In the back seat, Daniel, you are 100% wrong. In the back seat, that gun is loaded. This gun So I'm on alexanderarms.com looking at the 50 cal Bullwolf. Now, this looks like such a great gun. This particular gun, I just want to highlight one sentence in here. Okay, most people don't own 50 caliber weapons, and most people don't own bulletproof vests that stop 50 caliber weapons. I need you guys to quit messaging me. The ammunition for this gun can disable both motor vehicles and assailants with body armor. This gun is loaded in the back seat of this car. Now, let's look at the law. I want you guys to argue with me. So I'm gonna cite a few different things here. You guys go check this and then try to tell me different, please. If you are transporting a long gun, I'm going to read this word for word for you. Today is the 13th. This was from the 12th. So these are Wisconsin gun transport laws. Wisconsin gun laws state that you cannot have a loaded long gun in your vehicle. It's not allowed. It's illegal. Not allowed to have that in your car. That gun's just willy-nilly open in the back seat. It's not in a case. It's not locked up. It's just open, loaded, magazine in there, ready to be used. It's illegal. Now, we've already heard this gentleman talking about putting red dots on people's foreheads. We've heard this gentleman already talking about Kenosha 2.0. And now we're transporting 50 caliber rifles loaded in the back seat of a car. So when we have curfews that are discriminating and protesters, primarily black individuals, are the ones getting stopped, detained, and arrested, and then we have other individuals flying flags that don't get stopped because of, we're just going to discriminate. We're going to decide who gets stopped and who doesn't. So when you guys sit and talk about how protesters or black individuals are the ones that are breaking the law, let's remember white people break the law too. Let's remember that all these people flying these flags are not just out doing nothing. If we're just driving around like this individual told me in a message, looking at aftermath of destruction, but clearly that's not been the case. And now we're driving around with an illegal firearm.
Yeah, they're circling the bike store. That store's got some nice Cannondales and shit in it. There they go. They just set off the alarm. Set off the sign alarm in the building. Yeah, everybody should just go home. But hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Right? Everybody should just go home and go hide in their houses, right, Jeff? This is the shit that's hurting all of us small fucking business owners. Because all they do is there's not one motherfucker with his mask on out in that crowd spreading COVID. So this way they can keep this shit going on.
Yeah, let's look at the law, Daniel. Let's just make sure, right? Because you're not being accurate. Let's just look at it. Okay? You want me to read the whole thing? Please don't insult my intelligence, homie. I'm just going to read this entire thing. Concealed carry weapons law changes. This is from the DNR. Okay? Transportation of firearms. Is it true that firearms no longer have to be unloaded or in a case if in or on a vehicle? The new change made under the concealed carry legislation that took effect on November 1st, 2011 was the elimination of the requirement to unload or case a handgun before it is placed, possessed, or transported in or on a vehicle, boat, snowmobile, or ATV. Handguns can also be loaded while inside or on a vehicle. More recent legislation has relaxed the laws for transporting other types of firearms, but there is difference between the laws for handguns and other types of firearms. Effective November 19th, 2011, long guns, such as rifles, shotguns, and muzzle loaders, will no longer have to be in a case in order to place them in or on a vehicle, or to transport them unloaded in or on a vehicle. A loaded firearm, we've already heard this guy loading this gun. So please, enough. A loaded firearm other than a handgun can only be placed or possessed on the top or exterior of a vehicle which is stationary. Additionally, it is important to be aware that unlike handguns, it remains illegal to actually load any long guns, rifles, shotguns, and muzzle loaders. We've already heard him talking about loading this gun inside the car. All long guns must be outside a motorized vehicle before a person may load the firearm. Once loaded, a long gun can be set down on a stationary vehicle, but must be unloaded before the firearm is placed inside or transported in or around the vehicle. Long guns must also be unloaded before they may be placed, possessed, or transported in a motorboat as well. This gun's loaded inside the vehicle. He can have a loaded gun as long as he's stationary. He's not stationary, he's driving around. So, no, I teach hunter safety, yet we're ignoring the law. Well, because I pay attention to the video, Daniel.
Well, here's the funny thing. You know, all this shit that's going on is people are trying this hard to keep Trump out of office. Can you imagine what they're going to do if they do get him out of office and what we're going to have to fucking put up with? What, American flags are going to be banned? Going to have a new American flag? Oh no, it won't be America anymore. Jim Bob, I'm on the corner of Capitol and 98th. Right by the Sicko, which is now the new Amoco fuel station. Yep. Excuse me, Jim Bob, it's 100th in Capitol. They're making their way south on 100th Street now. Making their way down towards Mayfair.
Talked to two reporters.
Yeah.
They said for the most part it's been pretty peaceful and everybody's been very respectful to them. They've had far worse than tonight.
Oh wait, was it pretty peaceful? Huh.
They're not going to rest until they get to the Cheesecake Factory. They were told that they were going to keep this up all night.
Yeah.
And
Our little friends went and interviewed reporters who said it was peaceful. So So again, the point of this was that I saw a vehicle that we started filming that seemed to have been up to no good. I wasn't just driving around. for no reason. They obviously had reason. In my live video, I mentioned that the behavior of their driving seemed suspicious, and now we know why. When I want to find somebody or I want to find something out, I'm going to. So no, this individual is not allowed to have that gun in the backseat of his car. And the point of that being, if law enforcement wasn't picking and choosing who to arrest and who to stop, maybe these individuals would have been stopped as well. But I guess as long as we fly American flags or Blue Lives Matter flags or first responder flags off of our vehicles, we won't get stopped. We won't get harassed by law enforcement. Maybe I should fly a flag out of my ass next time I go out and live stream. So as much as I respect these individuals for wanting to uphold to the Constitution and the rights that we all should be afforded, unfortunately, we are not all afforded those same rights. And if a protester is not given the protection under the First Amendment for the right to assemble, if a protester is not allowed to be out past curfew, then no other individual should be as well. If journalists who are filming civil rights violations are being targeted and arrested, and other individuals are allowed to continue on, that's a problem. So it appears to me that there were multiple people potentially breaking the law. Or do we all have a right to exercise our First Amendment? And these curfews are nothing more than ambiguous ways to crush the First Amendment. Okay, well, Daniel obviously wasn't listening to any of the videos. Alright, well, have a good day, Toby. I'll just make sure you don't get to come back. So, it's okay for all of our flag flying friends to shit on and hate protesters and people who, don't appreciate police brutality. They can talk all the shit that they want, right? And they're allowed to do whatever they want. Why is that? I'd like to know. Michelle likes to talk a lot of shit on here as well. I'd like to know. I literally showed you white privilege. I showed it to you. I showed you white privilege. As long as you carry that flag and you fly it proudly, then you're allowed to break the law. I thought this was just a Kenosha thing. It's obviously not. This is obviously happening in Wauwatosa. This is obviously happening in West Dallas. This is obviously happening in Waukesha. If a protester is breaking the law by being out past curfew, then why would these individuals not be breaking the law being out past curfew? I'd like somebody to literally explain that to my audience. Okay? Somebody explain that to me. If a protester, black individual, or any individual that is anti-police brutality, any individual who is protesting against these things should be arrested, because many of you have said that they should all be arrested. Some of you have said that they should be fucking shot. Okay? If they should all be arrested because they're out past curfew and they're breaking the law by simply being out past curfew, please tell me why these sets of individuals here or anybody else flying these flags should also not be subject to those same things. And please tell me how the white privilege doesn't exist. Multiple people were arrested over the course of multiple nights, Daniel. Multiple protesters were arrested. See, you guys don't pay attention to facts. You guys don't pay attention to the stuff that's actually being reported, right? This is why I do this stuff. Multiple people were arrested, okay, for a curfew violation that attorneys still can't even get a copy of. So we're seeing the same thing in Wauwatosa that we saw here in Kenosha, okay? These individuals were taken to multiple police departments throughout Milwaukee County. They had their phones seized. Some of them don't even have their phones back. Some of them have had their accounts deleted. Okay, that's an illegal search and seizure of property. And then they weren't even issued a ticket, but they were held for hours. But meanwhile, you've got law enforcement that is driving past all of these individuals in their pickup trucks, and they're not being stopped at all. You have independent journalists like me that are out there filming, and then we get stopped, questioned, ID'd. I didn't see that happen at all with this individual. I'd like to know why. So if somebody can answer the first question, if black individuals or protesters in general should all be arrested, because you guys come on my page and you talk a lot of shit and you tell me how all of these people should all be arrested for breaking the curfew law. If they should be arrested, why should these white people flying these flags also not be arrested? Please tell me why that is. If everybody's breaking the law right now, why shouldn't all these vehicles and all these people be stopped? All the people that we saw in the beginning that stood on the tailgates of their trucks flying their flags, why should they also not be arrested? Why should they not have been stopped and questioned and ID'd? Somebody please give me a rational explanation. You guys think that I'm being biased right now. I'm not. I'm pointing out a problem. I'm pointing out an issue that we should all have an issue with. If law enforcement is allowed to discriminate on who is subject to laws and who isn't, that's a problem. And every single one of us should have issue with that. And we saw the same exact thing here in Kenosha, where protesters, primarily black individuals, were being arrested, surrounded, and snatched up by law enforcement and taken to God knows where, all different police departments. Meanwhile, these types of individuals in pickup trucks with guns loaded all over the place. Well, they are committing a crime, Daniel. They're out past curfew. Nobody's supposed to be on the streets. So they are committing a crime. Wauwatosa pulled over people that were in vehicles. So if these white individuals are not committing a crime, please tell me what the black protester driving in their vehicle why they were pulled over, why they were arrested. Please tell me. See, again, you're applying the discrimination. You're saying that certain individuals driving around in a car are not breaking the law. So if that is the case, then please tell me why black individuals doing the same exact thing are breaking the law. Please tell me the difference. I'd like to know. All of the black protesters that were arrested in Wauwatosa, Daniel. Let's not play stupid. See, you can't give me an answer. Every single one of us should have an issue where law enforcement gets to pick and choose who gets arrested, where law enforcement gets to decide who is subject to these laws, these ordinances, these policies. I was told by law enforcement that Wauwatosa is requiring media to fill out paperwork before they come into town. That's actually illegal. They can't require that. And they don't. I've been all over the phone with Wauwatosa Police Department as well as everybody else in Tosa, and can't seem to even acknowledge or understand what I'm even talking about. So I have a credentialed company in the state of Wisconsin. I'm a legitimate member of press, and I'm stopped. Okay? We also heard on my feed that Wauwatosa is monitoring my live stream. They picked me up when I was downtown. We're not dumb. None of us are dumb. Law enforcement, police departments, U.S. Marshals, FBI, ATF, all of these things, every single one of these agencies are picking up live streams as soon as people go live. So they picked up my live stream and then stopped me. Wanted me to ID, wanted me to show credentials. And we've already seen these individuals are out filming, also live streaming, but yet they weren't stopped by Wauwatosa. So why not? Law enforcement's monitoring the streams. I did the same thing that they did. The same exact thing, other than driving around with guns in my car. But I was stopped. Why? Again, picking and choosing who to stop, who to question. Yes, Susie, they can do that. See, I'm posing multiple questions at you guys. Nobody can answer the question. I'm not worried about Louisville right now. We're talking about Wisconsin. Talking about what's happening here in Wisconsin. It's pretty disgusting. I was really hoping this was only Kenosha, but it obviously is not. So everyone that says that their systemic racism doesn't exist, we've shown it. Everyone that says there is no white privilege, we've shown it. Everyone that says that all protesters should be arrested, anybody out on the streets should be arrested, we've shown that people are not. That is not a bias. That is a fact. And I want to know why. If Wauwatosa Police Department is picking up live feeds the minute people go live, why are these individuals not stopped? If Wauwatosa is pulling over vehicles that are out past curfew, why is this vehicle not stopped? If Wauwatosa is arresting people for violating curfew, why is this vehicle, plus all his little homeboys, standing on the curb, directly across the street, mind you, directly across the street from Mayfair Mall, flying flags? Why are they not stopped? Why are they not told to go home? Why is that? If you're in my chat right now and you're black, okay? We saw a video of this truck following in extreme close proximity and then talking about how they blend in with law enforcement, National Guard. Following in close proximity, making every single turn that these law enforcement National Guard members are making. If you're black, please tell me that you'd be able to do that. If you're a protester driving in a car, please tell me that you would be able to do that and not get shot. Are you kidding me right now? For suspicion of breaking an ordinance like curfew? What are you talking about? Bro, please. That doesn't even make sense. For suspicion of breaking a curfew ordinance, you're out. Curfew started at 7. There's no suspicion of you breaking it. You're out. Well, this is my job, so have a great day. My job is to question things. My job is to find the answers. My job is to report the truth. Multiple people in their vehicles, Daniel, were pulled over and arrested, along with people that were walking were stopped and arrested. We're going to release police audio from scanners of law enforcement talking about black individuals that have some type of gun on them, whether a long gun or a handgun, stopped, detained, arrested. And then individuals driving pickup trucks with beautiful flags flying off the back, clearly also visible with guns everywhere, also not stopped. This is just part 1. This is part 1. I'm not even done yet. I'm going to be throwing out way more videos of this. They can't be stopped for suspicion of breaking curfew. They're out on the street. They're breaking curfew. Yes. Why are they not stopped? They're doing the exact same thing that protesters are doing. They're out, they're driving around, they're out past curfew. They've been in close proximity to law enforcement. We've already seen where that big line of local police and sheriff's department and National Guard, as soon as protesters came up, right? And I'm sure there was a bottle thrown. We all saw that shit. We saw a bottle thrown, and then they're being lit up. I get it. Okay? But people are being lit up for being near law enforcement. If you guys are just tuning in, you're not going to have any idea what we're talking about. You're going to have to wait until the live stream is done to go back and watch it. I'm a credentialed journalist, and I was stopped by Wauwatosa PD for filming, for simply filming. They picked up my live stream. They're picking up everybody's live stream. Why were these individuals not stopped? These are questions. Wauwatosa PD does not have a comment for me. Why is that? These police departments don't like to comment on things like this. These police departments don't like to comment when they're being called out on their bullshit. But they want to stop and make arrests. So, if these individuals flying their flag have a First Amendment right, let's play devil's advocate. Let's play devil's advocate. The individuals in an earlier video that we saw that are standing on the back of their tailgates and they're holding up the American flag. And it's a beautiful flag. And I want to hear no shit because I always film the American flags when I go out there. Okay? It's a beautiful flag. It's our flag. I'm going to back the flag. I'm going to back my country. Okay? So let's just play devil's advocate. These individuals are exercising their First Amendment right for peaceful assembly. Okay? I fully 100% support their First Amendment right to stand there on that. They're in a parking lot, right? They actually can't do that. They have to be on a public easement. But regardless, they're peacefully assembling. Okay? I will support that any day. 100%. But if individuals that are anti-police are also exercising their First Amendment right for peaceful assembly. Yeah, but you're not watching all of these videos, Daniel. You're not watching hundreds of hours of live streams and mainstream media videos and all of these other things where they are peacefully assembling, and law enforcement in their militarized vehicles are telling everybody that they are unlawfully, that this is an unlawful assembly. Before any bullshit happens, before a bottle is thrown, a rock is thrown, a fuck the police is yelled out, before any of that stuff, law enforcement is already deeming it an unlawful assembly. It's a violation of your constitutional rights. They can't do that. When you're enacting curfews, it is meant to silence voices. It is meant to stomp on your First Amendment right to assemble. You're still not answering the question. Why are black individuals stifled when they are exercising their First Amendment right? But these individuals that we've seen, not only in Wauwatosa, but also in Kenosha, West Allis, why are these individuals also not being stifled? That's the question. I need somebody to give me a legitimate answer. Why didn't I get arrested? Because I'm a credentialed member of press. That's why. So for all you guys that say that I'm fake press and I'm not real, it's obviously reasons I don't get arrested. I'm sure going to Wauwatosa now, that'll be a different story. We'll be in Wauwatosa this week. Because they aren't breaking the law. But Christy, they are breaking the law. They're breaking the law by being out past curfew. You're missing the point. You're not paying attention. Nobody is allowed to be outside. That's the point. They enacted a curfew. Nobody is allowed to be outside. Nobody. So please tell me how they're not breaking the law. I don't know. Deborah says, I think they do not like blacks. Yes, I would agree with that. But you're not. Okay, so let's go with that. Curfew is an ordinance, not a law. Okay, sure. So the proper procedure for an ordinance violation is to be stopped, cited a ticket, and immediately released. That's not what's happening. People are getting handcuffed, put into a back of a car, and taken to who knows what facility. And then not being released for hours later. And when I say hours, we're talking anywhere from 4 hours to 10 hours to 24 hours to sometimes a couple of days. So if this is an ordinance, why are people getting arrested, handcuffed, and taken into custody and spending the night in jail? But again, why is that only being applied primarily to black individuals, but protesters in general? I didn't see anybody fighting the police, Christy. I haven't seen a single person fighting police. There's not a video in Wauwatosa of these people fighting police. But again, you're missing the point. If nobody is allowed to be on the streets, let's make sure we're understanding the question, folks. If nobody is allowed to be on the street because of a curfew, nobody. Why are these individuals not getting stopped? Why are they not getting ticketed? Why are they not told to go home? Why is it that in multiple cities, okay, that law enforcement seems to specifically be working with these individuals, these patriots, these militia groups, these armed citizens, whatever you guys want to call it, I don't care. Whatever terms you want to call. Why is it that it seems like, very blatantly too, that law enforcement is working with and allowing armed people to patrol the streets and dictate law? Why? Why is that? Yeah, so is mine, Christy, thanks. You're going to continue to be a smartass, you can go watch another stream. Okay, great question. Nikki says, if nobody is allowed to be out, what would you, Kevin, have liked to see happen? Well, if nobody is allowed to be out, then everybody gets stopped, right? Not just certain individuals or certain groups. If we're going to start implementing policies and curfews and laws and ordinances and all these things, it has to apply to everybody. No, Daniel. Or Meredith, sorry. See, now we're just throwing out random shit, just hoping that it sticks somewhere. Well, you can. You can. The law says that you can't be out there. That's what the ordinance says. There's a curfew, nobody's allowed out on the streets. So you can stop everybody. And they do, as long as, you know, you have a very dark skin color. They do stop you. And then they yank you out of the car. So yeah, this is problems, guys. Yes, black people were arrested at that gas station. They were chased down by by West Dallas PD. Yeah, they got them that night, and they were arrested. Yes. And then we also watched West Dallas tell me that I had to leave private property, which was also illegal. No, Meredith. See, that's the thing. Nobody's fighting police officers, right? If you walk up and you punch a police officer, you're going to jail. 100%, I fully support that. You're going to jail. 100%. That's not what happened. We're talking about individuals that are out exercising their First Amendment right. And only some of them are getting arrested. The gas station in West Dallas? No, it was not looted. Francis, are you telling me that protesters were not arrested? They 100% were. They got in their cars, they left, and then West Dallas chased them, and then they were pulled over. So, yeah, please don't tell me. But again, we're still not, answering the question. It should be a pretty unanimous consensus. Anybody that's out past curfew should all be stopped, right? Anybody. Regardless of skin color, regardless of what you're doing, everybody should have been stopped. I was out there working. I was working. I'm acting in my professional capacity. I'm working, but yet I was stopped. Why? But then I got these people not stopped. Let's just make sure, So tell me how laws apply to some and not to others. Tell me why that's okay. Jabbar, type your question again. I obviously missed it. I was walking, Meredith. And I'm clearly identifiable as press. CNN's not getting stopped. ABC's not getting stopped. CBS is not getting stopped. But I am. Clearly visible as press. And then we have individuals driving around in trucks, flying flags, standing directly across the street from Mayfair Mall. Protesters can't even get anywhere near Mayfair Mall. Protesters cannot get anywhere near Mayfair Mall. But these guys can. Why? Press is generally exempt from curfew orders, yes. But we still get stopped, we still get harassed, and yes, we do still get arrested. It's a violation of the First Amendment. Darren, not these curfew ordinances. But it's not a suspicion of breaking an ordinance. They're breaking the ordinance. They can't be out past curfew. There's what are you talking about, bro? Francis, they did because, again, they picked up my live stream. They knew exactly who I was. Well, why? If people driving to and from work should not be pulled over during curfew, then why are other individuals that are driving during curfew pulled over? All of the individuals, Daniel, that are getting arrested on a daily basis every time there's a protest. No, there's hundreds of examples. There's almost 200 examples of us in Kenosha, and there's between 30 and 50 in Wauwatosa right now. Doesn't matter, Jennifer. Where I can totally understand and appreciate with law enforcement when it comes to protesters acting like press, I get it. But unless that person is directly engaged in a criminal activity, it is illegal for law enforcement to determine who is press and who isn't. Just because they were protesting, Daniel, doesn't make them doing something wrong. You're legally allowed to do that. Francis, yes, that would make you a journalist in that moment. 100%. According to the First Amendment, yes, it would. Because one of the requirements as press, Daniel, is that we have to identify. We have to be clearly, visibly marked as press. And if law enforcement stops, we immediately identify as press. That's where it's supposed to technically end. I just wrote an article about this. If they do ask us to show credentials, we show the credentials. But still, some press are being arrested and others aren't. I'll be right back. No, I'm not contradicting what I said, Francis. Yeah, Darren, you keep saying, and a lot of you keep saying that an ordinance is a civil infraction, not arrestable. Yet they're being arrested. They're not just being issued a ticket and then told to move on about their way. I also have firsthand experience on that. No, Sean, they have not dropped the charges. Everyone that has been arrested on a curfew ticket still has a court date. And why are these court dates, if they're city ordinances, not held in the city court, but they're held in higher courts? Are you guys not seeing the issue here yet? You guys keep saying that these curfew violations are a local ordinance. It's a ticket. Slap on the wrist, go home. I agree with that. 100%. I'm not arguing with you. So let's make sure that we are on the same track to this point. I'm not arguing. Why are they being arrested? Why are they handcuffed, put into the back of a squad car, and then transported to who knows what law enforcement facility, and then held for hours on end? Why is their property being seized? Why are their cell phones being gone through? It's a violation of your rights. Some of these people are sitting there for 17 hours, 24 hours. They're in there overnight and not released until the next day. Still have a court date that they have to go to. But again, not held in a city court, held in a higher court. Okay, so if curfew orders, this is an emergency order, right? Yeah, it's not about having a better attorney and knowing the law, Darren. I have a law background. I'm very well versed in the law. I'm telling you exactly what's happening, homie. We all have very, very good lawyers, especially me. I don't see any evidence, so I'm skeptical that it's even happening. You're claiming there are hundreds. Go watch my page and go watch all of the people that are getting arrested, Daniel. I filmed it. I filmed, I can't even tell you how many people in Kenosha getting arrested. During curfew, engaged in a constitutionally protected activity. I watch people literally just sitting on the ground get arrested. They've done nothing wrong. They got arrested. I filmed it, so your evidence is right there. Yeah, but Darren, the point is it shouldn't be happening in the first place. No, Daniel, that's inaccurate. It is for, there are people that are getting arrested for not doing anything. I'm not going to argue with you guys about anybody who is breaking the law. Anyone who's burning buildings down, throwing bricks at police, all of these things. I will not argue with you. That's a criminal behavior, and they're going to get arrested. I'm not going to argue about that. We're on the same page. So I don't want to be arguing and fighting over stuff that we all agree on. Right, Darren. So why is it happening? That's why this stuff affects all of us. That's why we should all be concerned. But we're not. We're not concerned because of white privilege. We're not concerned because it's not happening to us. Why? That's not breaking the law, Maddie. What is the charge listed on their release papers? Some of these people don't even have papers. But again, it's curfew. There is bias, Meredith, because they're picking up people that are protesters. Primarily black, but yes, you are correct. There are white people that got arrested over it as well. But they were a protester. No. See, Maddie's not understanding it. Let's go back to the basis of the curfew. If there is a curfew enacted It specifically states that everyone needs to be off the streets. Curfew is at 7 p.m. Nobody is allowed to be on the streets. Protesters are getting arrested for exercising their First Amendment right. People driving pickup trucks and flying American flags are not getting arrested for exercising the very same right. They don't even get stopped. They don't even get talked to. It does have to do with color, Darren. And it has to do with your belief. 100% it does. I filmed this stuff, guys. It's on my page. Go back and look. And I'm going to go to Wauwatosa and I'm going to keep filming in Wauwatosa. Because now I got serious questions. And then I have law enforcement telling me that I got to do something that's illegal. Maddie still doesn't get it. Yeah, see, I don't really give a fuck about followers though, Maddie. That's the thing. I'm not trying to be a celebrity. I'm just trying to make sure people understand what's actually happening. But thanks for the personal attack. I'm definitely not biased. I'm reporting a factual thing to you. And you don't get it because you're denying that these folks driving pickup trucks and flying flags don't get stopped. They don't get talked to whatsoever. They just get driven by. But anybody else who is not in support of police gets stopped and arrested. No, nobody's bothering me. I'm not blind. I'm filming it, Maddie. You're blind. I filmed it. Should we go back and watch my streams? Should we film? Should I show you how protesters are being arrested, and then more people flying flags, driving trucks just drive by? Should we do that? Should we watch hundreds of hours of film? You don't have black kids. How the fuck would you know what the fuck I have? If there is a curfew in effect, let's go back to the question. If there is a curfew in effect and that curfew applies to everybody, and everybody is not supposed to be on the street past 7 p.m., why are only specific individuals getting arrested? I didn't say it was peaceful. The driver said it was totally peaceful. They talked to reporters who said that everything was peaceful. And 90% of it was peaceful. So you guys take one incident where some shit got fucked up, and I agree that's horrible and it shouldn't have happened. 100%, I'm on board with you. I agree. Let's just make sure, again, we're on the same page here. I agree. That shouldn't happen. It's criminal behavior. But then you take that one criminal behavior and you start associating it with every single night. We can point out multiple nights in Wauwatosa where there was no criminal behavior. So again, if there is a curfew in effect, nobody should be on the street. Everybody should be treated the same, correct? Meredith, you have no idea what you're talking about. Thanks for tuning in late, though. Well, they lifted the curfew now, Chuck. There is no curfew now. That was lifted now. Well, neither did the armed militia that was here either. So you guys are making exceptions for certain groups of people. There can't be the exception. And then you wonder why there's all these arguments. And you wonder why people of color are fucking freaking the fuck out. You wonder why they're out protesting. You wonder why they're screaming and yelling and blocking streets and making you uncomfortable. We an open carry state, yes. Thank you, Maddie. Everybody should be arrested. Exactly. Please don't want streamers on the street. They can be dirty if it can't be recorded. Exactly, Darren. See, Darren was out here. Darren knows. The only reason Randy was let go is because he was my ride. I'm not trying to push an agenda, Meredith. I push truth. Let's go back. You are saying cops just target blacks. That is far from the truth. I mean, it's pretty goddamn accurate. But I also said they are also targeting anti-police brutality protesters as well. Jennifer thinks there's just as many white people out there. You should go see a protest. Okay, how about in Kenosha? So everybody that's saying that people shouldn't just be pulled over randomly. How about in Kenosha? Everybody was pulled over, unless you're white. Nobody said they were better than your child, Meredith. Please pay attention or I'm bouncing you. I don't like your all caps either. Type like a normal person. If you're on private property, curfew can't be enforced. It can if you don't own that private property. And I love the discourse, guys. I'm challenging you. I'm trying to give you some thought-provoking questions and thought-provoking statements. Okay? I love the discourse. Do I think that blacks bring it upon themselves by being aggressive? That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. His answer, why do you think Randy was an exception to the rule? Well, I just told you, Randy was let go only because of my interference. I don't give a fuck about CJ's bullshit. And stop talking about other streamers on my page. We're going to make this rule. If anyone mentions Katie on my page, the comment's getting deleted. Okay? If anybody mentions CJ or Andrew, their comment's getting deleted. We're having a discussion here. I don't care what other streamers are doing or what they did today. No, you're right, Jabbar, and I'm not saying what did I say? I said he was let go because of me. I didn't disagree with you. Do I think Randy was peaceful? I think Randy was very lippy. I mean, I said flat out in that stream while it was happening, you know, this is... Alright, I'm fucking bouncing you because you're pissing me off. I said specifically in that stream while it was happening. Should we clip it? There's a difference between people that are legitimately trying to do something and people that are not, right? I'm still pro Randy. I love Randy. Randy's a funny individual. In that situation, you know, there's issue. You're right. I told the guy to stay in the car. He didn't listen. He was told to stay in the car because I knew there was no protections for him. I also knew that he would not know how to handle himself if he got stopped by law enforcement. So then people get put in the same group because of the bad ones. Explain that comment, Maddie. You provide me a little, just some context to what you're saying. But see, we somehow went from, you know, two different groups being stopped or not stopped to Randy. Let's make sure we're staying on topic. Yeah, I agree, Tom. I just want you guys to, you know, I want you guys to think. I want you guys to question. Okay? I'm literally showing you examples. This is real life stuff. This is happening right in front of all of us. It is happening right now. And we got some people that don't give a shit. We got other people that care too much. And we got people that just think it doesn't happen. And then when I show you something, you tell me that it's not real, it's fake. Yeah, Jabbar, and that's a problem. A legitimate member of press, whether you're independent or you're part of mainstream media, is 100% going to comply. There are certain things as press that we have to comply with. There are other things we do not. I've already been over that. Well, I have. I've filmed it. It's on my page. And then we're gonna release police scanner, and we're gonna again show you that. I've already released some police scanner that clearly shows black individuals simply just walking down the street in Kenosha carrying either a sidearm or a long gun were stopped, detained, and arrested. Meanwhile, again, people driving pickup trucks, flying flags, clearly noticed by law enforcement, you can hear it on the police scanners, just continued on about their day. No stopping them whatsoever. I've already released police scanner audio of that. I don't understand how you can tell me that I've not released evidence of these things. I have. It's all over my page. But we're also aware of people being arrested in Wauwatosa. I was there. I also filmed that too. I was in Wauwatosa as these people were getting released. They got picked up. Did the trucks have guns? Yes, they did. Yes, they did, Maddie. That's also, yes, 100%. Guns and flags. That's also all over the police scanners. I've released all of this stuff on my page, guys. It's all there. We're continuing on this very long story of why is this shit happening. You're right, Daniel. I'm glad you said that. Guns and flags are legal. So why is it if a black individual, which we've released on the Kenosha Police Department scanner, a black individual walking down the street in an open carry state with either a handgun or a long gun was stopped, detained, and arrested, legally carrying, but the other types of individuals are not stopped? Is it legal for law enforcement to stop you in an open carry state and question you about your gun? Is it legal? See, and you're making good points, but you're only applying it to certain people. Because police can detain people for open carry? What? Hmm. Never heard of that. In Michigan. Well, Wisconsin is not a stop and ID state. Yeah, they have to articulate a crime to stop you to check ID. It's correct. Because all of the law enforcement officers that I've talked to in Kenosha have all stated that they can't just randomly stop people because they see a gun on their body. So am I missing something? But I mean, let's get back to it as well, right? Why are we seeing only protesters being arrested? I really want to drive this home. Why are only protesters being arrested, but individuals that are flying our beautiful flag are not? Why only are protesters being stopped, questioned? Individuals like me that film protest, why are we being stopped and questioned and detained? How come when you pick up my stream and you know exactly what I'm doing, am I still being stopped? But people talking about putting red dot lasers on people's foreheads and making fun of people for not being able to breathe, I'm pretty sure that's a George Floyd smack in the face. See, I have questions. I watched this stuff happen in Kenosha, and I just really hoped it only happened in Kenosha. I was really hoping it was just my police department. My police department that had an issue. That had an issue that needed to be addressed by its community. And I'm going to these other communities, and I'm seeing the same issues. Exactly the same as we saw here in Kenosha is what I'm staring at. It's what I'm witnessing. I went to Tosa the other day. I filmed the truck drive by. I had a bad feeling about the truck. I told you guys there was something off about the way the truck was driving because of personal experience, what I've seen in numerous situations, and then I dug. I wanted to know, what was this truck doing? Why were they out here? What was their purpose? Were they looking for an open gas station to buy cigarettes? Or were they on some other nefarious intent? I found it. Found the answer. You guys think I'm biased? I'm searching for truths. You guys can think I'm biased all you want. I'm searching for the truth of stuff. I want to know why these things are happening. Some of you guys argue with me on stuff that I 100% agree with you on. But you still want to argue with me. Some of you want to apply your position, but then when I counter it, now it's a different story. Why is it that attorneys are asking Wauwatosa to show them copies of the curfew ordinance, and attorneys are not getting copies? It's the same exact thing we saw here in Kenosha. We've also found that Kenosha did not follow the legal steps necessary to implement and enforce a curfew here in Kenosha. And we're starting to see that now in various cities throughout Wisconsin that are being hit with protests. Is that these cities are just throwing out curfews and they're not legally following the steps. Every one of us should be really upset about that. Every one of us who's a business owner and was forced to close our business should be really upset about that. And you guys are like, oh, let's just make sure the black people can't fucking walk around the streets. That's okay. Let's go with these illegal curfews and be okay with it. If you couldn't go out to dinner with your wife, you should be upset about the curfew. If you own a business in one of these cities, you should be upset about these curfews, and you should ask questions, and you should start challenging this stuff. Ask yourself this question. This is a great question too. Thought-provoking. There's no curfew right now in Wauwatosa. Where's the bullshit? Where is it? Where's the chanting? Where's the destruction? Where's the stuff at? There's no law enforcement presence just hanging around everywhere because of curfew things. Where's the bullshit tonight? Where's all the criminals at? Where are they at? See, we just want to pick and choose what to pay attention to. We just want to pick and choose what we want to ignore, how we want to apply ordinances, policies, laws. We want to pick and choose who's subject to these laws. You know, you have protesters who filed a federal lawsuit over the curfew here in Kenosha. You're going to see it happen again. Excuse me. You're going to see it happen again in Wauwatosa. You're going to see it happen over and over and over and over again in all of these cities that are enacting curfews. You're going to see these federal lawsuits. Now, factually, Kenosha did not implement the legal steps necessary to enact a curfew. Every single business owner in Kenosha should have also filed a federal lawsuit because of the thousands of dollars that they had to suffer. The entire community of people that I live with should be coming together in a class action lawsuit because it was illegal. Daniel made a point where you can't be arrested for suspicion of breaking curfew, right? You can't be arrested for suspicion of these things. Actually, in Wisconsin, you can. It's called an allegation. But let's apply that same scenario. How about when all of the gas stations had to be shut down, when people were filling up gas tanks, and those people were yanked out of their vehicles by FBI and U.S. Marshals and ATF and Homeland Security, when they were yanked out of their vehicles for filling up gas cans and then arrested and their vehicles impounded. Tell me, what crime did they commit in that moment? What crime did they commit? So are we arresting people on suspicion of what they might do, or is filling up a gas can illegal now? So you guys think I'm biased, but I'm asking questions. Something's off. Something doesn't seem right, and I want to know why. And we all should know why. We all should be asking these same questions. Stop focusing on the damage that's done. Okay? I get it. And I'm 100% in agreement with you. It's criminal behavior. Looting gas stations, criminal behavior. Burning my fucking city down, criminal behavior. I get it. But if we're gonna just arrest people for walking down the goddamn street, then we need to arrest everybody for walking down the street. These ordinances and these laws and all of these things need to apply to everybody equally, not just certain individuals and not certain groups. And then you wonder why people are out marching and losing their shit. I'm going to be in Wauwatosa this week. I'm going to be in Wauwatosa multiple days this week. Why is it that all of these communication officers in these cities do not respond to press inquiries? Why is that? I've checked with friends of mine in mainstream media, and they've not had to be in Wauwatosa filling out any paperwork. Yet I was told I had to fill out paperwork. It's illegal. Can't do that. So do you guys not have these same questions? Or is it okay? We're allowed to discriminate? We're allowed to pick and choose who can be arrested, who can be stopped, who these laws apply to. And then you get upset when you hear words like white privilege, and you get upset when you hear systemic racism. It's very easy to turn your head and look the other way, but you have truly no idea how it actually affects you. So now's the time for discourse, guys. Go ahead. You know, a lot of you say that when they're out protesting that they're breaking the law. They're not. They're engaged in a constitutional protected activity. When you guys go out and you film, when you pick up your camera, when you use your phone, every single one of you, you are engaged in a constitutional protected activity. I will have your back 100%. Any one of you that wants to go out and pick up their phone and start filming this stuff, just film whatever you want. I'll have your back 100%. Because you're engaged in something that is protected. You're not doing anything illegal. I don't think the gentleman that we watched tonight, while filming on his phone, was doing anything illegal doing that. Neither are the dozens and dozens and dozens of protesters that are also filming what's happening. I just want to know why these individuals get to drive around free from any type of police encounter while others are getting stopped and arrested. It's on the police scanner for Kenosha that we've already released in one of our videos surrounding where Rittenhouse went that night. Okay? It's in there. I videotaped the scanner where they had 150 militia and then KPD just lost them. But yet the militia was surrounded. We saw where they went and we saw what happened. People died. But if there was a curfew and they shouldn't have been out on the streets to begin with, why is law enforcement allowing these people to walk around? It's a problem. We should all be questioning this stuff. Every one of us. It's not showing a bias. It's asking legitimate questions. If white people were being rounded up while black people were allowed to just wander around, I'd be asking the same goddamn question. So my mods are either deleting every single comment coming through or nobody has anything to say now. Are we all in agreement? Are we starting to recognize that there may be an issue? Are we all ready to start asking questions? Are we all ready to start filing federal lawsuits? Are we all ready to question the people that are there to serve and protect? And see what kind of bullshit they're on? Alright, my mods are saying there's tons of comments. I'm not seeing any, so let's... I'm not seeing any comments coming through. Still not seeing any. So there's obviously an issue. Huh. What's up, Jamie? Mods, are there still comments coming through that I'm not seeing? Because if there are, I'm going to end the stream and then I'm going to restart it. I'm assuming that's what's going on. So I'm going to restart this. I'll be right back. Okay.